Here is the bottom line. Scheduled sex isn't the end of desire. It's the beginning of real grown-up intimacy. Welcome to the Sex After Kids podcast, a place for parents to come and learn together about the sometimes bumpy road back into the saddle of their sex life after adoption, childbirth, or joining a blended family. I am your host, Sofia Ashley, certified sex educator and sex coach, mother and stepmother, and your totally TMI guide to becoming BFFs with your body and initiating easy, connected, and confident, naked, sexy fun times. Here we are, 1 part science of sex, 1 part mindfulness magic, and 1 part straight up real talk to help you find the spark in your relationship and yourself after kids. I'm so glad you're here. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. Today, we are busting one of the biggest myths about sex after kids, that scheduled sex is unsexy, forced, or only for couples in a crisis. Spoiler, I'm about to show you how scheduled sex isn't just survival. It's actually your ticket back to connection, play, and fun. So first, let's talk a little bit about why people resist scheduling sex. Let's get real. Most folks hate the idea of putting sex on the calendar. You might be thinking, it should be spontaneous. It just adds more pressure. My libido has to show up at an agreed upon time, or I don't want sex to feel like another chore. And that is all totally valid. And at the same time, life with kids, jobs, and endless to-do lists means that waiting for spontaneous movie magic sex is a recipe for having zero sex at all. Scheduling is not about killing the mood. It's actually about creating it. It's about making sure that you have a mood to begin with. And honestly, like we've talked about before, you book your dental appointments, your kids' play dates, and your oil changes. Why wouldn't you book time for the one thing that keeps your relationship healthy, playful, and strong? Scheduled sex or connection time isn't a last resort. It is not even survival. It's a necessity. And it can become the most fun, playful, and stress-free part of your week if you do it right. Here's the second reason that scheduling gets a bad rap. We schedule and then we put way too much pressure on those nights. We build them up like it's our one shot at fireworks and passion, like we're making up for lost time on the anniversary sex days, on the birthday sex days. But half the time, someone's tired, the kids are up late, or you're just not in the mood. I did a reel recently about how, it was our 8th anniversary. We booked the Airbnb. We had sitters. And my husband was just plain too tired. He'd had a massive day. He was physically depleted, emotionally depleted, and it just didn't feel like it was in the cards. And instead of approaching it with this all or nothing perspective of because we can't go all the way, the night's a bust, we looked at what we could create in terms of connection and good times. And that comes down to a choice of, do I want to take a step towards a relationship that's disconnected and moody, or do I want to take a step towards a relationship that feels connected, even if sex didn't happen? So part of what we need to do here is take the pressure off. I like to think of them as naked fun dates, not sex dates, because the goal may not always be orgasm or intercourse. The goal is relaxed, present connection, maybe naked, relaxed, present connection. Sometimes that means making out. Sometimes it means a cuddle and a real conversation. And sometimes it means wild, naked fun times. All of it counts. And honestly, the more we focus on the relaxed, present connection part, the more likely we are to create a breadcrumb trail to intercourse, to sex, to the full meal deal, whatever that looks like for you. So here's how to take scheduled sex from awkward obligation to something that you both look forward to. So the first is to book a date and to treat it like a non-negotiable appointment. Put it all in the calendar, make it as important as your dentist, your kids' soccer, or your work meetings. We're not looking for reasons to have an out, right? So we're going to commit to the time. We're not committing to sex. We're not committing to intercourse. We're not committing to going all the way. We are committing to showing up at Saturday at 10 a.m. when the kids are both off at soccer to spend 30 minutes together, relaxed, present, and connected. Okay. Step number 2 is to build the bridge. So we need to transition out of busy parent mode and into landed lover mode. We cannot expect ourselves to go from 0 to sexy in 30 seconds or less. For some people, their bodies work that way. For other people, their bodies don't. So we need to start with small gestures throughout the day if we can. Texts, compliments, flirty touch. Building anticipation can be nice as well. And even if we just show up and things were crazy, before we move into trying to be sexual with each other, let's get the baseline first. Relax, present, connected. That means, sitting for a second, taking a deep breath, looking each other in the eyeballs. Asking ourselves, what's one thing that would make me feel relaxed, connected, and maybe sexy or present in the moment? And then do those things and then see how you feel and then go from there. When we are intentional about building the bridge, then we create the door that our libido is willing to walk through. When we just show up and expect things to happen, the door stays shut. And this intention piece doesn't have to mean a fully cured, if I think of a party, right? We're not asking for a wedding with weeks and weeks and months of organization and every detail perfect. We're talking just tidy the room, add some candles, make the lighting nice. Let your body know it's safe, it's here, and it's time to get sexy. The third step is to talk more than you think you should before, during, and after, especially if we are getting naked and we are having sex. Check in. What feels good? What would make tonight feel relaxing? Communicate about what feels good in the moment. So if someone is massaging you, letting them know what feels good, letting them know what your body wants more of, letting them know what doesn't feel good and what you'd like them to switch out of. Most of us assume that great sexy time just magically happens and there's no talking. We watch the movies where people smash faces and genitals together and then we cut to them exhausted on the floor panting afterwards. And great sex actually comes with a lot of communication. So challenge yourself to communicate more than you normally would. And then step 4 is to debrief afterwards. We skip this one, but after your connection date, take a few minutes to debrief what worked, what felt awkward, what would you like to try differently this time or next time. This is about learning, okay? We're getting out of assuming that we know what works for everybody, and we are stepping into how can I be always learning about what's going to make sex better and connection and intimacy better for both of us. And a habit of debriefing helps us to get into that cycle. My client Laura used this framework to have her first pain-free sexy time date in over a year that she initiated as the lower libido partner. So after years of gyno visits and a changing body after kids, sex was just not a fun place for Laura to be. But she followed this process and she was able to find a maybe instead of a no, connect, slow down when her body needed to, and ask for what she needed. And with the help of the program, her partner knew how to create a context, a situation, an environment of support. Boom. Orgasm and pain-free sex were had, and these two are back on their way to regular, easy, fun, spontaneous, naked times. Here is the bottom line. Scheduled sex isn't the end of desire. It's the beginning of real grown-up intimacy. When you do it right, it's not a pressure cooker or a performance review. It's your chance to slow down, connect, and remember why you picked each other in the first place. If you are ready to make scheduled sex a fun, playful, and totally doable part of your relationship, then I invite you to book a free Spark session with me. We will walk through your unique challenges, lock in a vision for what you want to create, and talk about how to bridge the gap. I want to give you clear steps on how to get from A to B. The other thing I'll mention is a big part of this process is the flirting that comes before the date. And if you want a step-by-step guided process for how to do that, how to lower the pressure for your lower libido partner so that they can open into enjoying sexy time, then grab the Roommates to Romance Challenge. It's $9. You can start anytime. There are 14 days of done for you prompts. You show up, you do the thing, you watch how the change unfolds, and you get back to that loving and feeling loved, feeling that opens the door to intimacy. I look forward to seeing you next week. And let me know in the comments. I'm playing around with a shorter version of the episodes. You'll see this one was quick and sweet. Let me know what you think. Do you prefer my longer deep dives, or do you like this short and sweet style? Remember, my friends, you are not broken. You are doing your best with the shitty tools society has given you. And this podcast is here, and the tools that I provide are here to help you up-level those skills so that you can have the sex that you are capable of and deserve. I will catch you next week. This is the part where we do the end bit, right? My friends, let's take a mindfulness minute here. Take a deep breath in. Open that mouth and let out a big, deep, full body sigh. Voila. Your nervous system thanks you. Thank you so much for being here today. I hope that your head and your heart have something new to consider, something new to talk about, and something new to try. No husbands were harmed in the making of this podcast, and a big thank you to my husband for his help and original music composition. Love you, babe. This podcast was recorded on the traditional territories of the Kwanlin First Nation and Tonquachan Council in Whitehorse, Yukon. We acknowledge and are grateful to the original stewards of this land where we get to play, live, and raise our children. You can catch me on the Instagram at the Happy V Project for tips, tools, and anecdotes. And you can also join the weekly-ish newsletter for dispatches from my bedroom and my brain. Catch you next time.